said, watch my brow. Believe. It's called believe. If you don't believe 100%, you're fucked. When you were at a race, and let's say you were at Silverstone, and even if you were not inside the grid and you were outside and you were on the grandstand, and the race started and those V10s, I can promise you the ground shuddered. It absolutely moved underneath you. Such was the element of the power transmitted to the noise, to the sound, to the surface. It just absolutely went through your body. It was sex on wheels. And that's what motor racing was for me. And that's what I enjoyed so much. We're too cowardly. Will we ever get back to the V10s? Probably not. And the second little thing which is married to that, which makes such a difference. I mean, these cars, and let's be fair to Lewis and to Max and Lando and what they're doing, unbelievable jobs with these cars. But they're tractors. They are tractors. They're 1,000 kilograms, massively overweight. They're just ridiculous cars to have anyone near them. And as far as I'm concerned, shame on the regulations, shame on the organisers, and shame on the people who have Formula One deeply buried in their soul, because they've allowed this sport, in my opinion, to go to a step that may never come back from here, and I absolutely hate them for it.
If I ever feel that I've let people down, it's probably my family. Because from the mid-80s till the early 2000s, I spent 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to keep Jordan afloat, trying to make success, trying to build up drivers, trying to make some money, trying to see the future, trying to do everything. My kids often said, I remember what Zoe said to me one day, which is really hard. She said...
Who are you?
No, she said, well, probably worse. She said, Dad, you've just turned up. That's funny, but it hurts.
Yeah. I'm having the time of my entire life. This has been a magic, we've said it so many times in the programme about being so lucky, and I am the epitome of that. That's exactly where I feel I am. Arr! Hello and welcome to Formula for Success.
The granddad with the growl.
Do we like the growl, ladies and gentlemen?
Someone whose Wikipedia page says that he almost became a priest or a dentist.
I'll never forgive Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
It digs up all...
The beneficiary of that
was
you with Fisichella. Exactly.
I thought he'd never get around to it. I spent 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to keep Jordan afloat, trying to make success, trying to build up drivers, trying to make some money.
I always believed I could win a Grand Prix. And when you do, you say, wow, that feels so amazing. And
you would block book the Silverstone track and then charge it out to other Formula 3 teams, adding a little Jordan margin.
Displaying... No, that's not true. It's not true. It wasn't a little margin. It was a large margin.
You know why I got nailed? Because I used his lawyer. That's why I got nailed.
The world is just an extension of Eddie's personality.
See you next week. I'm going to let it over to Eddie to do his signature sign-off. He's like an Irish pirate.
Yes.
You were amazing, by the way.
Not as good as you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, Eddie. I'm absolutely gutted this morning to find out that Eddie Jordan has passed away at the age of 76 after a battle with cancer. If you don't know who Eddie Jordan is, he was a Formula One owner of a racing team. Then he became a broadcaster, and he was absolutely box office, full of life, personality, charismatic. It was always worth tuning in when Eddie had something to say. And let's face it, in Formula One across the board, you don't see many personalities. A lot of them are quite withdrawn and boring. This lad was the exact opposite. And as an owner of the Jordan Racing team, his cars were unbelievable in regards to how they looked. I'll never forget the yellow one they had with the snake eyes and the scales on the front of the car. It was rather an intimidating look, to be honest, but every car they ever brought out looked $1 million, and I think he just elevated the sport in general. And look, this is a sad loss for racing, a sad loss for Formula One, and yeah, heartbreaking news. Eddie Jordan passes away at the age of 76.